stacking, I'ma build a skyscraper rise. Digits flipping on the screen, Wall Street in disguise. Freedom in my pocket, dividends on the climb. Portfolio popping, every dollar multiplies. Buy low, sell high, that's the battle cry. Green arrows pointing up, touching the sky. Money moves, cash grooves, we investing. Freedom tunes, no change, just progression. Money moves, yeah, we keep it flexing. Freedom's the vibe, we ain't second guessing. Charts looking spicy, candlesticks be lit. Crypto on a rocket, but I'm hedging with wit. Options on the table, risk like roulette spins. Freedom ain't a gamble, it's a mindset win. Buy low, sell high, that's the battle cry. Green arrows pointing up, touching the sky. Money move, cash grooves, we invest in. Freedom tunes, no change, just progression. Money moves, yeah, we keep it flexing. Freedom's the vibe, we ain't second guessing. Second guessing.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Crypto, where we turn your early hours in the morning into your edge and financial freedom. Looks like we're going to be back at our usual time for now. Until we get more snow, I will be going live at this time again. But as soon as we get some more snow, I'm going to go back to 6 a.m. so I can sleep in a little bit more. But we do have a few news articles to go over today, and a few of those are going to be about SpaceX. We've got the weed reclassification to talk about as well. And then we're seeing some more news coming out of critical minerals. But before we get to all of that news today, we are seeing some movements in the pre-market this morning. So let's hop on over to that stock heat map and see what's going on this morning. As you can see, we had a little bit of a mixed day yesterday on the TradFi side. We're seeing a little bit of a red morning though. We've got Apple down 1.5% and down 0.26% this morning. We've got Nvidia looking like it closed a little bit green yesterday after quite the sell-off for almost a week straight, sitting down 0.37% this morning. We've got Berkshire Hathaway looking a little bit green from its close yesterday, 1.37% towards the upside and down 0.21% this morning. We've got Amazon continuing to see a little bit of a sell-off this morning, was sitting down almost 2% yesterday, looking down 0.16 this morning. We've got Eli Lilly had a very green day yesterday, and continuing with that buy pressure this morning, was up 3.38% yesterday and up 0.96 this morning. Might have to take a look at that chart today. We've got ExxonMobil down 0.89% and down 0.38% this morning. Tesla having a very green day yesterday as we got a little more news coming out about that IPO, which we will talk about here in just a second. But this morning is seeing quite the sell-off, down 0.89% right now. We've got P&G with a very green day as well, was up 1.6% and is up 0.36% this morning. We've got Microsoft with a little bit of some sell-off today, down 0.38%. We've got Google with a little bit of a red day yesterday as well, but looking a little bit towards the upside this morning. Still in that neutral range though, up 0.07% right now. We've got Meta to wrap that on out, looking to take away all the gains it did yesterday in the pre-market right now, sitting down 0.44. For the crypto side of things, looking a little bit different over here. We've got a giant sea of red bubbles, kinda not unexpected when you saw Bitcoin make that strong move towards the downside. We were warning about that movement potential yesterday morning. We went a little bit further than some of the areas we were looking for. We will kind of have to see if we actually get that last level we were calling out. We were talking about that 382 towards the downside, and there's still a little bit of potential to come all the way down there. So keep your eyes on the money flow this morning. For now, we are getting just a little bit of a balance pretty much across the board. We see some green on the hourly, but Bitcoin on that daily sitting down 3.3%, Ethereum down 6.8%, we've got BNB down 3.1%, XRP sitting down 4.3%, we've got Solana down 3.2%, Tron looking a little neutral for the morning, down 0.8% on the daily. We've got Dogecoin down 4.5%, Cardano sitting down 4.3%, we've got Bitcoin Cash down 5.4%, Chainlink sitting down 5.6%, we've got Leo token looking a little bit green on that daily, taking away all those gains on the hourly though. We are looking at Hyperliquid down 8% and losing a spot in the market cap from Leo token, is up a full percent this morning though. We've got Stellar Lumens down 4.8%, Litecoin down 3%, and SWI sitting down 5.1%. For the fear and greed meters, we're looking quite neutral on the stock side. You know, kind of a little bit weird to see when you do see some decent sell-off across the board, but what that can let you look for is the potential of a little more downside, because as you're seeing a little downside and you start getting towards that neutral range, you might be seeing just a little more downside before a little upside comes this way. So people aren't as scared when the downside is happening. You could see a little more downside before you really start to put in that correction. Keep your eyes on some of that. We do have some extreme fear on the crypto side. Not too unexpected. We were in extreme fear yesterday, and we continued with a move towards the downside. Crypto, a little more volatile, and normally these are the kind of moves where you see the stock side really get shaken out. They're like, oh, I'm extremely fearful with a 4% move towards the downside across the board. they weren't even in extreme fear when we were seeing like double digit retracements on the stock side last week. So crypto starting to look a little bit like that stock market on the fear and greed. We do have the liquidation heat map with a little bit of liquidity directly towards the upside this morning. We will kind of have to see if we can get that move back above what is our local resistance here, really sweep some of that up. That's sitting at 87,600. Keep your eyes on a little bit of that upside. Zooming on out a little bit here, we do have also on this 3-day quite a bit of liquidity directly above our range here. We were talking about some downside. We left a lot of this open, which means you do have that potential once we really have that strong bounce zone below us to really come up here and grab this nice $1,000 range of liquidity. We did talk about that yesterday, kind of brought up the fact that if we didn't grab up this liquidity, this does bring a lot of upside pressure to Bitcoin. And if they left it open, that would be that next real area to keep our eyes on. So they left that open. Keep your eyes on that. We will need to find some support first. And that daily chart still looking just a little bit iffy. We were talking about the liquidity towards the downside yesterday. We did have a nice $1,000 range below us as well. And that's why we were kind of keeping our eye on that. And that's pretty much exactly what we did. Sweep up all of that bottom side liquidity. Nice little double bottom here. London did get a decent little push up towards our 382. And we will have to see how much further we can get a push, because for now it's looking like all of that liquidity is going to be towards the upside. We do need to see us get a little more cool off on that Bitcoin chart though. So let's get that economic calendar pulled up real quick. Apparently it's not on the right week there. There we go, right week here. We are looking at some data this morning at 8:30 a.m. We do have average hourly earnings month over month, year over year, average weekly hours coming out, building permits as well. So keep your eye on this morning's data drop. Could give us a little bit of some movement here. The bigger one is going to be our housing data though. Housing starts coming out at that same 8:30 Eastern time. The biggest one for the morning is going to be our jobs numbers. We do have non-farm payrolls as well, retail sales month over month, and the unemployment rate. So extremely heavy data drop this morning. I'm not going to pause it on most of that data since we did have a giant gap in our data for now. We will kind of have to see if we can get back to a new normal with regular data drops. So until that kind of gives us a little more stability on what to look for, I'm not going to pause it too much on the directions because we don't have a lot of data to really back that up with. Very, very heavy data drop. Keep your eyes on that this morning. Let's get over to that Bitcoin chart. Say good morning to the people in the chat. We did have Jesse Gilluck first in the house. We've got Rug Pulling Rabbit, aka Jay, in here. We've got Curtis Hill in here as well. Good morning, good morning. We've got DDT asking if I was a little bit early. Answered that one. We'll continue to go live at this time until we get a little more snow. And I can just sit on my butt a little bit more and just trade and make some money. But 6 a.m. Eastern time will be that showtime for now. We do have Steve Hickey in here. We've got Jack Trades in the house. Good morning, good morning. We've got JR in the house. King Degen. If you're not following his channel, he'll be going live directly after us. So let me get his link shared in the chat real quick, and then if he schedules his stream while I'm live, I'll end up getting that redirect all set up for him. So let's dive into this Bitcoin chart because we were looking at some things on the daily. And we've kind of seen that play out just a little bit here. We'll kind of have to see if we can actually find a strong bottom. We do have the 382 that we were calling out, which was directly below us. We still do see some signs here on the daily where you could see just a little more continuation towards the downside. As you can see here, we did get that nice MACD break of our indicator line. It is coming in with a little bit of sideways momentum, so potential to see just a little bit of some bouncing action coming our way soon. We do have that true 7 also clipping on out. Our volume is starting to lack just a little bit here on the daily, and our money flow is still in the red. So we do have quite a bit of bear pressure to contend with as we come down to these levels. We are getting just a little bit of a bounce down here after we tried to negate our last low. I would expect just a little more downside that could come our way, especially with how that daily is looking if we continue to see that sell pressure on the shorter term time frames. So we will get a local range fib pulled on up here in just a second, but that 382 is looking like the strongest bounce zone that we could really end up hitting on. 4 hour is starting to see just a little bit of curvature. We did get that nice little rounded bottom here. We've seen our reversal signal start to flash. Our money flows still in the red here. We've got a lot of sell volume here as well. The true 7 started to clip on out, but we do have some resistance directly towards the upside. So kind of keep your eye on that. With this sideways momentum on the MACD, we do need some money flow to start coming on in, buying up Bitcoin. If not, we're just going to get that next little curve back to the downside before we get that stronger curve up. We normally do see several reversal signals in a row on that 4 hour before we really get that strong reversal. So keep your eye on some of that. Doesn't mean we don't get a little bit of short-term bouncing, but the trend for now is still looking a little bit down, as that daily does have a little more room to go. That 4 hour not really seeing that strong bounce. Let's get our local fib pulled on up here so you can see those ranges just a little bit better. That is pulled from that London session high yesterday to our bottoms yesterday on that New York PM session. We did get that nice little bounce in London this morning to the 382, where we saw a lot of sell pressure starting to build up. You got that nice little curve back towards the upside on that prime oscillator and the MACD here, but your money flow is still heavily in the red. Like we were talking about, there is a lot of sell pressure that we need to contend with here. So keeping our eyes on a little more downside might be the move to watch for. Look for that 236 first to see if we can get a little bouncing there. That's going to be $86,320. Might be that nice little bounce point. We are looking extremely overheated on that hourly with that little move towards the 382. Keep your eyes on the money flow this morning. Things are still heavily in the red on that hourly. We are getting just a little bit of buy pressure coming on in on the shorter term time frames, but as you can see here, extremely overheated with that little bit of a push in. You are losing that volume as well. That volume switching from light green to light red here, as you see a lot of that toppiness at the 382. We'll kind of have to see if we can get that nice little bounce at our highs before London, which was coming in at 86,900, or if we're going to come all the way back down to the 236. If we don't hold that 236 here at 86.3, we do have quite a bit of selling pressure that we will have to contend with, and that's what leads me to believe that 382 way down here at $84,000 is going to be that stronger bouncing point to really keep our eyes on. We've got a lot of sell pressure across the board on the higher term time frames, and we're really failing to get some strong pushes towards the upside. As we do get those pushes, it really overheats things, so keep your eye on some of that. Could get a little bit of some bouncing off that 236 before really continuing that move towards the downside. Do we got any TA requests this morning? If you do, go ahead, throw those in the chat now, and we'll get to those after we get through some of this news. Let's see, JR saying, yeah, I'm up. Change the alarm to a more aggressive sound. Yeah, I have that super annoying alarm. It makes it super hard to sleep through it. So, we're on the same page there, JR. The one I used to have was like the old school alarm clock where it was like a bells, and I could only have that one like 5 seconds before I was like, nope, we're done. We're done. We're getting up. And it like rudely wakes you up. We've got ICNT requested. ICNT. We've got OKLO on the stock side, SMR as well. We were calling some of those out yesterday. Did continue on a little bit of downside, just like the rest of the market did. We've got AVAX requested. Let's get those on the list. I don't know what it's like to wake up to an alarm. Hey, sometimes I wake up well before my alarm, but every once in a while, I'm extremely tired, and we actually rely on that alarm. Let's see, we've got another stock request, ASTS. Let's get that one on the list, and then we will dive into this first news article because we said that we would keep our eyes on this story. This is an extremely big story to follow, as this will be the IPO of the decade. Elon Musk's SpaceX kicks off a bank search for potential IPO. Elon Musk's SpaceX has reportedly kicked off a competitive process to hire investment banks ahead of a potential IPO. According to Wall Street Journal, the space exploration company is seeking financial advisors to guide the deal, signaling growing preparation to take one of the world's most valuable private companies public. This is evaluated at over $1 trillion. If they go public, this will be the stock that you will not want to say that you didn't buy. So keep your eyes on this as it goes forward. Earliest kind of guesses here are going to be June of 2026. We will talk about this as we get more news, because there's not a whole lot in that to really dive on into. Just that he's looking for a bank to manage some of these funds and help him through the IPO process. Big news for SpaceX. We did have this one as well. We've heard quite a bit about it, and it does have some potential for some investment opportunities here. So what to expect if Trump reclassifies marijuana. And not going to dive into that first part here, but we are going to dive into this last part here. So there are some tax benefits from reclassifying this. It allows for companies to actually have tax deductions on their businesses if they are a marijuana business. So a little bit going there. The biggest part here is going to be the research implications. So I know we've talked about it here before. It's been brought up. Marijuana investments in stocks. It looks like now, if this actually happens, marijuana stocks might be printing you some money. So we will follow this story as it continues, but let's dive into this a little bit more. If marijuana is reclassified from a Schedule 1 drug, it would ease regulations surrounding academic research on the substance. Schedule 1 substances require a DEA research registration for scientific use. In an interview with the Pennsylvania State University news outlet, University Professor Kent Vran, the director of the school's Center for Cannabis and Natural Product Pharmaceutics, explained the research limitations of a Schedule 1 drug. I can only get cannabis and cannabinoids from a handful of federally approved sources. Otherwise, it puts our federal funding at risk and makes it harder for us to conduct clinical trials that would help us better understand the potential benefits and harms of cannabis. So kind of keep your eyes on this. It does open the door for a lot more investment opportunities as it makes it a little more easily researched and kind of opens the door for that next move in the cannabis industry. So a lot more benefits as well on the business side, as they can now deduct a lot of their expenses that would have been on cannabis. Uh, on their taxes. So a lot of potential upside potential for businesses here. We'll keep our eyes on this one going forward. It also does allow for advertising on the business side. So a lot of doors are being opened up if a reclassification actually happens. And I guess we'll have to make a weed stock company list now. So keep your eyes on that in the Discord. We did have this as well to go over. Korea Zinc to build a $7.4 billion U.S. mineral refinery with Trump support. We've been talking about critical minerals here for a while, and you know, I was expecting something like this, especially if you want to get that stranglehold from China decreased, because they have 96% control of critical mineral refineries. Then it was needed. And this was always going to be headed our way. The first thing to set up was the pipelines of critical minerals coming into the United States. We've already got a lot of that set up. And this is that next thing to keep your eye on. It will take a little bit of time to build these up. And until then, we will be dependent on China, but this is the move to kind of watch for. I do expect more of these to end up popping up in the United States, but we will follow those as it comes up. He keeps saying cannabis. Al Jr. is going to show up in no time. Oh, probably. I don't know. I don't know why he's not here yet, but it might be because of some cannabis. So on on this one here, Korea Zinc said on Monday it will build a $7.4 billion critical minerals refinery in Tennessee that will be funded largely by Washington and help cut U.S. reliance on China for the building blocks of most electronics and weapons. The deal to build the first U.S. based zinc refinery since the 1970s comes out as the Trump administration has been investing in a range of mines and refining projects at a breakneck pace in recent months. The project also aims to refine copper and a range of other minerals considered critical by the U.S. government, officials said. An existing zinc refinery in Clarksville, Tennessee, roughly 50 miles northwest of Nashville, will be bought from Trafigura Nystar, nailed it, hopefully, torn down and replaced by a larger facility that will open in 2029 and will grow to an annual output of 540,000 metric tons of critical minerals, including 300,000 tons of zinc, 35,000 tons of copper, and 200,000 tons of lead, and 5,100 tons of rare earth minerals. The Trump administration will continue to leverage every tool at our disposal to end America's foreign dependence for critical minerals and restore working class prosperity, the White House spokesperson Kush Desai said in a statement to Reuters that confirmed the investment. This is big news. This is the potential to actually having our own dependence on critical minerals, things that are absolutely needed to build up a lot of the electronics that are going to be needed to continue building out AI. So keep your eyes on that. We will follow this more and more as the stories come out, but these are the first workings of an actual supply chain that has nothing to do with China. And that hasn't happened in years. Like they said, the last zinc refinery was in 1970. 1980s is when we started dumping all this money into China. We built up the process that we are now trying to break away from. And it was long overdue, because we saw the ramifications of what happens during COVID, when you can't get anything to do anything and you absolutely destroy supply chains. That's what we're trying to avoid here. And it is kind of a national security thing. So I do expect a lot more of those to get some investments. And we've called out a few of those companies before, and we will get some more lists built up on that. We did want to go over gold this morning. It did get that nice little move towards the upside. That was silver there. Let's get some gold pushed. Let's get some gold pulled on up. This is that weekly chart. So let's zoom that back in here. We did get that nice little push towards the upside the other day. Started to see just a little bit of resistance, just like the rest of the market. We were kind of calling that out. We did see a little bit of downside potential as we had decent resistance directly towards the upside. And as you can see, you are starting to get quite the rollover here on the daily. You do have quite a bit of sell volume that we will have to keep our eyes on here. Your money flow still in the green, but it's barely in the green here. This uptrend still is in play. We will kind of have to keep our eyes on some of the highs from back here, about 4,233 for that first potential bounce zone. I would look at 4,255 being swept below. That wasn't a super strong support. We did get that nice little bounce on it before we created this nice 4-hour fair value gap, which we have absolutely closed. So keep your eyes on some of those downside levels here. As you can see, we got that nice double top. That is what we were kind of looking for yesterday. And on the shorter term time frame, you've already lost your money flow. So kind of keep your eyes on that. We are looking for that bleed over of money flow in the red into your higher term time frames. Your volume is a little bit low, but it is all selling volume here. So kind of keep your eyes on that. We do have a few potential bouncing spots directly towards the downside. First one's 4,255. With how things are looking, I would look to our secondary bounce zone at $4,233. We are starting to see quite the sell-off starting on that hourly, 15-minute. Also getting that little bit of a bounce off the bottom side of that fair value gap. Couldn't even get up to the midline before you really started to see that rollover happening all over again. 15 minutes looking a little bit bearish here. You do have your red money flow as well, and your volume's a little bit strong here, but it's all sell volume. So yes, Caliphant, this is gold. Good morning to you as well. I think I missed out on that one. We've got the Rob side saying doing a dab as we speak. So a lot of fans of the the marijuana industry here. So hopefully we can see a little bit of regulations, a little bit of deregulations, and a little bit more investment opportunities. And like I said, I will get that weed stock list built up, and we will drop that in the Discord, because if we're going to see that deregulation, that means we're going to see a lot more money in those industries. Let me get a drink here. Let's dive into some silver, because we've been keeping our eyes on that one as well. As you see, we got very similar movements here on silver as well. We were calling that out too. Jack Trade saying, gee, I wonder why. I don't know. It can't be because we're all degens here and we like crypto, and there's other ramifications of being a degen. That could never be it. Let's get this zoomed on out here. That daily time frame getting a little bit of sideways momentum. As you can see, we got that nice little blast through our one line on our fib extensions here, starting to see quite a bit of toppiness on that higher term time frame. We're getting that nice little curvature starting to come on in here on our MACD. We've got a little bit of rollover here on that prime oscillator as well. But the one thing kind of holding us up for now is going to be our increase of buy volume. So kind of keep your eyes on that. We do have a little bit of downside potential. That first real area I'd keep my eye on is going to be the top side of this sideways range here. That's going to be coming in at 58.50. If we can't hold that as some support, we do have this big fair value gap here that was directly above our resistance to kind of keep your eyes on. Bottom side of that fair value gap coming in pretty much exactly where we saw resistance. That's $54. I would look for that top side to be a potential bounce zone though first, and that's going to be $56.26. So kind of keep your eyes on that little bit of a zone directly towards the downside to see a little bit of buy pressure start stepping on in. On the shorter term time frames, we are looking toppy as well. You've got that money flow that did come in with some strength. We've already started losing it. Keep your eyes on that one this morning. Getting that little bit of a rollover. You've got your prime oscillator sitting in the red as well. Some reversal signals have started to flash, but you are looking like you're starting this downtrend. I would look to see if we can hold our support down here at about $60.80. That'd be a potential for a short-term bouncing area before we really start to see that stronger sell pressure come on in. We would need to sweep below that to really solidify that downtrend. So kind of keep your eyes on that one. If we break below $60.80, downtrend really is confirmed there. Is this your new time, BC? For now, until we get some more snow, and then I'll be going back to that other time frame. So let's see. I supported the marijuana industry before it was allowed to be one. Oh yeah, so King Degend over here, uh, been in that since like probably high school. So yeah, there's probably a few of us like that. Uh, let's get this zoomed on in here. Take a look at that 15 minute. This 15 minute really trying to find some support here as we continue to lose our buying pressure. Let's get this pulled on up here. You're getting a little bit of a red diamond here, really getting that stronger rollover. Good morning. And did I hear the angel say cannabis? There we go. There's Al Jr. Y'all called it out. Here he is. You missed the you missed the marijuana story, so you might have to go back just a little bit and hear all of the talk about marijuana and then the potentials for some investment opportunities. We will also get a little bit of a marijuana stock list built on up, which we will talk about later as the story progresses. Can we look at ARK? Oh, and then the message went away. Well, is that a request? If it is, we can take a look at it. It's like saying Beetlejuice 3 times. It most definitely was. They called it out when I started saying it. They were like, if you keep saying that word, Al Jr. is going to show up. And then there he is. So we do have a higher low here. We do have lower highs. We are constricting price action just a little bit here. We will kind of have to see with the lack of buy pressure that we're getting on those higher term time frames. If this does continue to constrict, you might see that break towards the downside. So we will kind of keep our eyes on this one. Let's get a trend line pulled on up so you can see it just a little bit better. This is a potential trend line there. As you only have 2 touches, we do have 2 touches on the downside as well. Keep your eyes on this one. Does have the potential to break towards the downside. Doesn't mean you don't see a little bit more bouncing within this, so keep your eyes on that. Might get that nice little curve back towards the upside. Really see that bounce off of our support before you really lose that here, as that money flow is starting to come on out. We've got a request for some bonk. We can definitely take a look at that one. Let's get that on the list there. Let's see, I'm rolling over from laughing. See, at least we're having some fun this morning. We did want to take a look at the Dixie. We were calling that one out yesterday. And we were talking about the downside potential here. we are continuing to get this rollover here on the daily time frames, which does lead to the potential that you could see some of these assets and stocks get a little bit of some pump. We'll keep our eyes on this. Lots of sell volume here on the higher term time frames, weekly rolling on over. You've got your daily really seeing that sell come on in. You don't have any sideways momentum coming in on that MACD. Got a little bit of a reversal signal up at that golden pocket before we really lost our support, and it looks like you're just getting that next little leg towards the downside. Like we said yesterday, potential for some bounce down here at our support. We will keep our eyes on that, because if we lose it, things are going to get ugly for the Dixie. So keep your eyes on some of that. Does have some nice upside potentials though, so definitely going to be watching that one. We had a few requests to go on over. A few of those are my favorites, so let's start with the stocks. We were looking at some potential bouncing here on OKLO at our golden pocket fib retracement. Didn't end up holding that area, so nice little time to kind of hold off on some buying. We will kind of have to see if we can get some bouncing action down here. We are continuing this downtrend here. We do have this nice potential support area at $79. ARC, yep, accidentally deleted it. Yes, we can get that one on the list there. So let's get our short-term support drawn on up here for us to keep our eyes on. That's $79, and that's our first potential bounce zone here, as you're starting to look quite bottomed here on the 4-hour with the prime oscillator. You're not really seeing any sideways momentum coming on just yet on that MACD. But if you zoom this on in just a little bit here, you can start to see we did get some bottom signals here on the hourly. So first reversal signal flash, second reversal signal flash. We're not really getting any oversold signals just yet, and the money flows continuing to come on out in the hourly. So kind of keep your eyes on that. If we do break below that 79 price point, that next little area to kind of keep your eyes on is going to be way down here at our lows, $61. So I might have to rotate a little bit of capital out, because we were buying back at that golden pocket. If we lose that $78, I am going to sell, take a little bit of a loss, and try to reposition down at our lows back here. So few little levels towards the downside. Market is looking a little bit iffy here. We will kind of have to keep our eyes on the data to see if we can continue to get some rate cuts in 2026. So a lot of sell pressure to contend with here, not only in the crypto side of things, but on the stock side as well. And we were calling that out here as well yesterday. We did have a little bit of a resistance directly above us, and then we would need to find some support. So we haven't found it just yet, so keep your eyes on some of that downside there. 15-minute there, did start to see just a little bit of a bounce come in at that market close, but that sell pressure is extremely ugly here. So keep your eyes on that. We are trying to find that bottom. Looks like 78.99 might be that first point to kind of keep your eyes on. Pre-market is opening up towards the downside here as well. 81.62 for that pre-market right now. Does look like you might continue that trend. We did get a lot of reversal signals here on the 15-minute, but it didn't come with any strong bouncing, as that downtrend is extremely strong here. So kind of like we've seen before, where you get that nice little curve up and really see that price explode. We're getting that same thing here on a lot of these assets, where you get that nice little curve and then you really see that downside come on in. So looking for that nice strong bottom, not just here but across the board, to really find some support. We did have another one to keep our eyes on. That was SMR, our other favorite nuclear stock. We did call out some levels here as well. we've been saying for a little while now that we do have this nice strong support directly towards the downside. That's going to be about $17 there. We are continuing to see that sell pressure here as well. We did get a little bit of a higher high coming on in, but really looking like we might be putting in a lower low first. So keep your eyes on some of that. Daily time frame, and getting that nice little bit of rollover here. As you can see, that MACD getting that nice little rollover after that fake move towards the upside, really clear out some liquidity before we get that nice strong pushback towards our 236 on our extensions. Looks like we're losing that this morning, and we'll kind of have to keep our eyes on some of this money flow here. You have a few signals that you might get a little bit of bouncing. That first area to kind of keep your eyes on is that 1650 range that has been support since 2024. So as you can see, we get those that bounce off, you get that nice little curve up, you get that nice little bounce off, you get that nice explosive move. Every single time we come back to this line, explosion towards the upside. So kind of keep our eyes on some of that. We are extremely close to our strong support. If we lose that though, it doesn't look pretty. The first real area to kind of keep your eyes on if we lose that is going to be our lows down here at about $11. So kind of keep your eyes on that. I would want to see some bouncing off of our strong support. We are starting to see those bottoming signals come on in, but our big issue here is the sell pressure and our sell volume. So keep your eyes on that. We would need to see a little bit of buy pressure start stepping on in on the shorter term time frames. You are looking just a little bit bottoms here on the 15-minute, but you're getting that rollover all over again. Prime oscillator getting that rollover as well, and that sell volume is extremely high. So keep your eyes on that. Looks like we might see a little bit of continuation towards the downside. We did have another stock to go over here. That was ASTS. Let's see. I believe that was in our tech side. Nope. Nope, didn't get it there either. So ASTS, I know we've looked at it before. Let's see what's going on there, because I don't know why I didn't get it added to the list, but this was one we wanted to keep our eyes on. This is continuing to see some sell-off as well. We didn't call out a potential bounce area at our CME gap. We did not end up holding that. Got that nice little bounce off the bottom side. Got the push towards the upside before you really saw that stronger move towards the downside. So looks like that pre-market is trying to open up at 236. You're seeing a lot of bottoming indicators, but our big problem here is all of our sell pressure. So let's get this zoomed on out. Take a look at our daily time frame here. You have a few areas to kind of keep your eyes on. We do have a nice little support. Let's get that trend line pulled on up here. You have a nice little potential support to kind of keep your eyes on. If you lose that 236, this hasn't been held for very long. As you can see, this has been more of an exponential move towards the upside, as this has gotten a lot of money coming on in. They're launching satellites for phone service here, so nice little potential for some bouncing towards the downside. We will kind of have to keep our eyes on that one. We didn't come down to that support and really touch it, so nice little lower high coming on in. We'll kind of have to see if we can at least maintain our higher lows. So if we do lose that 236, first area kind of towards the downside is going to be our highs from back here, unless it's a harsher sell-off. So 57.42, unless you're going to come down to support, and that's more like the low 50 range. So 52-ish. We are getting a lot of rollover on the daily, but your one holdup is going to be your buy pressure. So we do have a little bit of sell volume, but your money flow is still in the green here. Let's see what's going on that hourly. See if we're going to find some support at the 236. Pre-market is trying to hold it up right now. You're starting to get some reversal signals here on that daily, on that hourly, but the big problem is that you're losing your buy pressure. You're starting to get a little bit of a volume switch here as well, so not too unexpected to watch that money flow come out as well. We'll kind of have to see if we can get a little bit of a bounce off of that 236 this morning and then really continue that downtrend where we are trying to put in this higher low for the shorter term time frame. But with how the markets are looking across the board, I would expect a little more downside here. As you can see, that shorter term time frame really shows you all that sell pressure. You are starting to increase that sell volume as well. So a lot of sell pressure to contend with might get you a little stronger push towards the downside. You do have a little horizontal to kind of keep your eye on here, about $61.81 I'd keep my eye on. That's our equal highs and our lows from back there. So 62.03 coming in as our first potential support on the shorter term time frame if you lose that 236. If you lose that as well, you have those levels towards the downside I was calling on out, $58 and then about 54. So let's keep our eyes on that. That was our stocks for now. Let's see, we had a few alt requests, and then we will wind that show on down. I don't know if JR got his all set up, but let's see. Let's see if he's got it set up yet. Not looking like he's got it set up yet. So JR, let me know when you got your stream set up so we can get that redirect all set up for you. We did talk about Solana yesterday. You'd have to go live. No, you can. So you can set up the stream in YouTube first, and then, because that's what I do every morning. I set the stream up, and then I go do my stuff, and then I come back. So yeah, JR, I guess I could. What you can set it up before and then go live later, so you don't have to go. I don't stream on my YouTube. I don't stream. Oh. We'll have to get that all set up for you. So we did talk about a golden pocket on Solana. We got that nice little sweep below towards our stronger support below that 123.63 before we saw a little bit of a bounce. So I will get with you, JR, and we'll get that set up for you. Let's get some of these set up here. Some of these alts pulled up here. ARC. Oh. What is this? Oh, crypto. So ARC, maybe oh, there we go. What the heck? Is this the right one? This is, I wouldn't touch this with your money. I don't know what's going on with this one. This is a hell of a sell-off. Can't even really hold the lows here either. Nice little bounces off lower highs, and then once you lost your support there, it really dropped off. So I'm not sure what you're hoping for here. If this is the right one, I wouldn't do a whole lot. But let's get this zoomed on in, see, because this doesn't even look like it's going to hold your lows here. It looks like that sell-off is continuing. You have a little bit of bottoming signals on the daily, but you're already getting a little bit of some rollover there on the MACD. Your volume is some sell volume. Your prime oscillator is just extremely consolidated here, really getting those reversal signals, but not reversing at all. So I'm not sure what you're hoping for here. We can get a fib extension pulled towards the downside, see what you'd be looking for. Highs to the lows to our highs. That's all negative. Let's see on this one here. Low highs to lows to highs. not even holding your one line on the fib extensions towards the downside. So I'm not sure what you'd hope for, because you don't have a whole lot more to go before you just start adding a bunch of zeros. I think I did it. Did that work? Let's see. Redirect. It might take a second for YouTube to really find it. So I will give it another look here in a second, JR, and see if we can get the redirect all set up for you. We had ICNT requested. Let's take a look at that one. Let's see. Probably on this. Not a whole lot of time frame there. I don't know if this one's newer. Let's see. Bybit. Little more history. Let's see. What's got the most history? ICNT. Oh, probably this one. There we go. So we've got this one here. Finding some bottoms. Let's get our horizontal areas drawn on out for you. We have our lows down here. We do have a little bit of some resistance directly towards the upside to kind of keep our eyes on. Let's get a fib pulling on up for our range. We do have our highs to our low. Let's just go whole range here. So golden pocket was our resistance area. We're trying to find some bouncing at that 236. We're in a little bit of an uptrend here. Kind of looking like a little bit of a flag out though. So you might have to zoom in. It's pretty new. Let's see. Let's see if we can find a redirect now. Other channels. Not seeing it. Let's see. Art. Oh, it's not letting me search either. There we go. Still not seeing it just yet, JR. So it looks like Jesse shared the link to it though. So I will see y'all there in the chats afterwards, but let's see if we can find that next little bounce area here on this, because you are starting to see some worrisome signs here on the daily, getting that nice little bit of rollover on that MACD. Your prime oscillator putting in some lower highs as you've got higher highs here, so a little bit of a bearish divergence heading our way. We'll kind of have to see if we're going to get that stronger rollover. That first area to kind of keep your eyes on 1742. If you lose that, you do have our nice support wick way down here, which is also that zero line coming in at 09720. So kind of keep your eyes on that money flow this morning. You are getting some rollover there on the hourly, starting to see that higher low coming on in on that prime oscillator. You've got your nice little potential support here at that 382. Could see a little bit of bounce action with that hourly curvature back towards the upside, but you do have a little sell pressure to get above, so you could really see that bounce towards the 50% line. Let's make these a little bit thicker there. So you can see a little bit better. There we go. We've got that 50% line coming in at 35 cents. So that's an area to kind of keep your eye on for a potential resistance. If we do get a little bit of some bounce action, that would still be lower highs, but it would be a little bit of a break of our resistance line there. As you can see, we're doing some battle with that as well. Could potentially just see that nice little sideways action before a stronger rollover, and to our strong support here, which is about 26 cents. So kind of keep your eyes on some of that. Let's get that zoomed in a little bit more so we can see it better. We've got our equal candle bodies about here. So 26,601 would be that first bounce level if we lose the 382. Let's see, with the 15-minute in the morning, starting to look a little bit toppy there as we got a little bit of a bounce off the 382. So this could just be our nice little sideways momentum before losing that 382 with some strength there. So keep your eyes on some of that downside there, unless you really see some kind of switch up with that data drop this morning that gives you some positive signs to watch for. So we got ICT knocked out. We had ARC, which I I don't know what was up with that, but you know, find a good project to be a degen on. We had AVAX to take a look at. Let's see, AVAX. We haven't looked at this in quite a while here. Let's get this zoomed on out on the daily time frame. Lost the platinum pocket there. Couldn't find support at our lows. Let's see. Getting some rollover there on the daily time frame as well. You have some diamonds on that prime oscillator. Losing your buy volume. You've got your lower highs coming on in, but higher lows on the prime oscillator. A little bit of a bearish divergence. I don't know why it didn't print. Same kind of thing here. You've got your lower highs and your higher, you're making higher trends here on that MACD. So a little bit of a bearish divergence there as well. We weren't able to hold our lows here. Did drop a little bit below it. We will have to see if we reject off of that with a little bit of a push towards the upside. It's about $12.78. Let's see if we can get that push back towards it. See if we reject a little bit harsher there. Let's see. You might find some support down here at our lows, $10.59. Things are looking kind of ugly if you are in the alts. So $10.36 might be an area to kind of watch for if we are going to get that downside for Bitcoin towards that 382 like we were talking about at the beginning of the show. Then I would expect that downside to kind of come in at about that $10.63 for AVAX. Really seeing that nice little consolidation here. That's all distribution before that lower low. So kind of keep your eyes on that. Daily getting that rollover. Hourly looking a little bit iffy here as well. You get that nice little heat up. Really failing to get that push towards what was support. So would like to see that nice little sweep towards the upside. Really kind of heat that up just a little bit further instead of just that sideways momentum there. Let's get it zoomed on in a little bit more. As you can see, 1278 would be that first real resistance area. You are starting to pick up a little bit of momentum here as you're picking up some of that on your histograms. Really trying to put in that lower high. You can see this morning sweep of liquidity. Fail to reclaim our resistance, but you do have a little bit of a potential on that 15-minute to get that next little leg towards the upside. As you can see, they're trying to hold our highs from back here. That was 1234. Did get a little bit of a bounce off of that this morning. Could get your next little push towards the upside, and then really see that harsher rollover come on in. That's what I got for AVAX. I'm sorry, I don't have time for some bonk. I gotta wind the show on down and then end up heading to work. So thank you for everyone that tuned on in today. I appreciate every single one of you. We had several lurkers in the background as well, so appreciate all you lurkers. Let's see, we got a JR stream right after this, so if you like trading, head on over there. That link was in the chat. Still not seeing it on my end for a redirect. So, oh, maybe you can't get redirected to until you get a certain amount of subscribers. I don't know. YouTube's weird, but appreciate all of you tuning on in. Make sure to tune into the rest of the shows here on the Piper Academy. I know Piper's on vacation, so OC is doing the takeover of that morning market report at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We've also got Trading with OC at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We got Silver Days XRP sliding in at the very end. Thank you for tuning on in. I always appreciate you showing on up. And we got Jay Violet sliding in as we're winding the show down as well. Sorry about the time switch. I didn't let everyone know ahead of time, so I also didn't know until like 9 a.m. yesterday that we'd be going back to work today. So we'll see y'all. Yeah, the schedule is confused. That's because my work schedule is confusing. It's all based on the weather. So thank you for tuning on in at the end. We'll be going live at 6 a.m. Eastern Time again until we get some more snow. That puts me back out of work. So sorry about the late notice. Of course, I got a late notice too. So I will see y'all in JR's show here in just a second. But before that, make sure to wake up because today's going to be a good day.
Wake up, let's run it. Charts up, we love it. Backpack, we done it. GM, good morning, we run it. Sunrise hits like a highlight reel. Coffee poured, yeah, this grind feel real. Wallet looking healthy like a post-gym meal. Crypto fam locked in, no off-day deals. Throwing shade, now we throw confetti. Market bounce back, hands strong, we steady. Dreams too big, so the doubts feel petty. Bull mode hitting, hope you're ready. We ain't stressing, we pressing, blessing the session. Turn every rejection to fuel for progression. Charts look clean, yeah, the vibe is a weapon. We build every day, this is compounding lessons. GM, we rise, we go. Good morning, crypto, steal the show. GM, get hype, let's grow. Another day up, yeah, we glow. Hands to the sky like let's get paid. Chase big goals, not just upgrades. GM bull energy all day. Smile up, we're built this way. No fear, just flips and vibes. Turning old dreams into real life strides. Hard days hit, we don't divide. Team eats together when the market rides. Tap in early, that sunrise hustle. Bear tried to break us, couldn't touch muscle. Stack small wins, that's compound muscle. Every new block, another flex, no struggle. Climb fast, no breaks, no doubt. Big cheers when the green breaks out. Crypto fam in the chat, full shout. We don't clock in, we break